So, my friends, I was all set to write this sermon. And then Roe versus Wade came into my consciousness. A draft paper from the Supreme Court was published by Politico. And I felt that sick, twisted feeling in my gut. And I had trouble reading and watching the news for days. I just couldn't believe it. And the rationale used to nullify Roe v. Wade could be used to nullify so many other rights, marital equality, contraceptive medication. How could I possibly talk to you this morning about the beauty in you when it's so hard for me to find beauty in the world right now? And then I realized that it's more important to find, see, experience beauty in times of trial, in times of trauma, in times of stress. For beauty, particularly the beauty in you and me, is about resilience, is about love, is about grounding, and all those are what we need, what I need right now. And so beauty, the beauty in you. When I say to you, there is beauty in you, what do you hear from that inner voice inside? Do you hear, yes, I am beautiful inside and I'm proud of it? Or do you hear, no, there isn't any beauty in me. I have so many thoughts and feelings that are mean and destructive and just plain wrong. There's no beauty in me. Well, perhaps like so many of us, you might hear, I am a mix of loving and wonderful as well as mean and destructive thoughts and feelings. And sometimes I wonder about the beauty in me. When you heard the story that I told of the perfect heart, the young man with the perfect heart and the old man with the scarred heart, did you resonate? I certainly did. My heart is full of scars and jagged edges. I have given love and not received it back. I have been given love from unexpected places and added it to my heart. I have given and received love knowing that the love I give is not and will never be a cookie-cutter copy of the love that I give, leaving my heart jagged and uneven. To expect the love I receive to be exactly the same as the love I give is transactional. It has unrealistic expectations. It can lead to hurt, resentment, pain. Let me say that again. To expect the love I receive to be exactly the same as the love I give is transactional and only invites the possibility of future resentment, hurt, and pain in my heart. And that's not to say that I haven't been hurt by giving love. I think we all have. But at least for me, giving love, particularly when I give love without expectation of anything in return, well, that's part of the beauty in me. I am human and far from perfect, but I know I have a generous supply of love within me. So when I show love, care for others, express compassion toward another person, it's authentic. And authenticity, at least for me, is beautiful. You know, I know the risks of loving. I think we all know them. I can feel the scars in my heart. And yes, I believe those scars make my heart beautiful. The risks taken, the uneven responses, even the hurt, are part of a sometimes terrible beauty. It's certainly a beauty I embrace about myself. I mentioned last week that I worked with patients who had eating disorders in my past life. In fact, I was a director of an inpatient and outpatient eating disorders clinic. All my patients had what was called body dysmorphia. In other words, they perceived their bodies very differently from the way their bodies actually were. In most cases, perceiving their bodies as much larger than they were. This perception resulted in destructive eating, destructive exercise, unhealthy routines which ultimately interfere with the person's ability to function, at least function in ways that are healthy psychologically, socially, and physically. Now, I bring up this dysfunction because I want to talk about the treatment strategies I used. I ask the patient to find the beauty somewhere on their bodies, with the final goal of them being able to find the beauty within themselves. I would start this by asking them to lie down on a butcher paper, like you see here, and do a body tracing. This step was first because we were confronting the body dysmorphia. Then I asked them to color in the parts of their body that they thought were beautiful. I remember one young woman who struggled to find anything beautiful about herself. I literally had to say every part of her body until she could find one thing that was beautiful. She came up with one earlobe. One earlobe. So I asked her on her little drawing that she did, her tracing, to color in that one earlobe. It took her weeks to find more parts of herself that she considered beautiful. Very slowly, she was able to color in her whole ear. And after that, her nose. And as she began to see beauty in her body, she became more willing to accept that she might have beauty within herself. And gradually, she was able to accept her artistic beauty, her ability to see the world as unique and special and to create art from that. And she saw as beautiful how much open-heartedness and love she had for her parents. And she began to see how beautiful it was that she helped those other people in the program as they began to struggle with their own dysmorphia and destructive behaviors. And she began to see the beauty in her. I tell you this story because sometimes, perhaps many times, we don't see the beauty in ourselves. Perhaps because of what people have told us. Perhaps we've had experiences that affect how we see ourselves. And most times, because we just don't take the time to look deep within. With an affirming spirit, with a loving, compassionate spirit, to find the beauty within ourselves. Many people don't think about the beauty within, or how the beauty is expressed in how they live their lives. When was the last time you looked for the beauty in yourself? Have you ever? And have you ever consciously, intentionally nurtured that beauty? Now, I'm not talking about being narcissistic, but about having and nurturing a positive self-image and positive self-esteem, seeing all the wonderful things about what's inside you. As the song said, the wisdom, the courage, so many things. And if you don't have a positive self-image or positive self-esteem, how do you think that might affect your resilience? How vulnerable are you to the challenges and traumas and stresses of the world when you are unaware of the beauty in you? How much power do you cede to those around you? Power over your well-being, power over your self-image, power over your self-care, when you don't have a positive self-esteem. Now, I'm not going to stand up here and tell you to go do a body tracing or look in the mirror and say, "You are so beautiful to me," to yourself. But I am wondering how you might affirm and nurture the beauty in you, so that you can empower yourself, so that you can ground your decisions within yourself, rather than allow people or circumstances to overly impact you, so that you can like and even love yourself consciously, intentionally, regularly. Express love for yourself. And you can experience the beauty in you. Now, I'm going to ask you in a moment to take a risk and to say something out loud about the beauty in you. And if you're watching online, I'm going to invite you to write in the chat about the beauty in you. You heard so many things. It could be your creative spirit, your loving heart, your bright mind, your courage. It might be your willingness to learn from your mistakes or to forgive the mistakes of others. I don't know. But I know that you have beauty in you, if you but take the moment to let yourself realize it. And so I'm going to ask you to move into a time of meditation. I don't want you to struggle to find the beauty in you. I want you to open yourself up to the beauty in you. And so I invite you to close your eyes, bring your attention into yourself, take a deep, slow breath. just breathe. Normally, comfortably, allowing yourself to hold your attention on your breathing. I know there will be thoughts and feelings and sensations passing through you, and you'll get distracted. But just gently keep bringing your attention back to your breathing, and back to your breathing, and back to your breathing. And as you do that, I ask you to just open your awareness of what stirs within you. As I say to you, there is beauty in you. Allow whatever is there to stir, to come up, to come into awareness without struggle. There is beauty in you. There is beauty in you. With your eyes closed, as you breathe comfortably, notice what that beauty is. And I ask you, I invite you to say one of those beautiful things that is inside you out loud. Please say it now. Joy. Courage. My friends, hold on to that connection to what you just experienced. Feel that connection to that beautiful thing inside you. Now open your eyes. Hold on to that. And as you hold on to that, I want to reread the chalice lighting you heard today. And I wonder if the words might feel different as you hold on to the beauty in you. I need you to know that there is nothing wrong with you. If you find the world congealed and unwieldy, you are never meant to serve money, to give loyalty to unprincipled power, to spend your joy frantically soothing yourself in order to tend wounds of being constantly dehumanized. I need you to know that your sense of injury and anger is not overdeveloped. You are meant for love and beauty. You belong where you are known and where your future is not just a resource, but a promise, which you begin to fulfill by being unmistakably, irrevocably yourself. You are not wrong. I invite you to stay connected with the beauty in you and find more, affirm more, nurture more within yourself. And notice how that empowers you. How much better you feel about being you. Scars and all. May we believe the truth about ourselves, no matter how beautiful it is.